Carolina means welcome, so welcome aboard. Watch your head and step, move all the way down your row. If your entire party does not fit, please do not sit. We will get you on the next truck. On the right, please watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors will be sliding shut. Thank you, Warden. As you say here in Harambe, Twin Day, that means let's go. Jumbo, everyone. My name is Fred. I will be your guide out here today on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. While we are together, I do need everyone to remain seated and to keep those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. I am actually driving this truck. We do go over lots of rough and bumpy roads, so we want everyone to be safe. That does include any small children you may have with you. They are welcome to sit on your lap, but the keyword there is sit. No one should be standing at any point for any reason. If you take a look above your head, that is an animal spotting guide. That gives us a pretty good idea of what we can find out on the reserve. We won't be able to see everything based on sleep and migration patterns, but we do usually have pretty good luck. Make sure you have your cameras out and ready. We are not able to stop for anything, for every single animal that we see, and we're also not able to stop for anything that does fall out of the truck. But if you do lose something, let me know. I'll let the warden know. We'll do our best to get it back for you. We are starting our safari journey today in the Little Ituri Forest, where the animals have some great camouflage. Does help to keep them protected from their predators. It also means it can be tricky for us to find them, but it already looks like we are in luck. On the right hand side, that's an okapi. Many people believe that okapi are related to zebras because they have those stripes on their legs, but they are not. They're actually the only living relative of the giraffe. We can tell that by looking at the shape of their skull as well as their prehensile tongue that they use to grab leaves. Prehensile just means that they can grab and pull with their tongues like we can grab and pull with our fingers. The Western world did not discover the okapi till 1901. Before that, we were told of their existence by the tribes in Africa, but what they described to us seemed so outlandish and ridiculous, we didn't actually believe them. We thought they were describing some sort of urban legend or myth, like a unicorn, until we found our proof. On top of the hill to the right-hand side are some light tan-colored antelopes. Those are greater kudu. They can stand about 55 inches tall at the shoulder, making them one of the taller antelope species. Those are female kudu. They don't have any horns, only the males do. In the nest on the hill to the right, there is a saddle-billed stork. They get their name from a bright yellow saddle shape on their bills. They can stand about 5 feet tall, and they use their long legs to wade through the water to get fish, lizards, other creepy crawlies that they enjoy eating. On the hill to the left, I think we'll get a better view as we continue around. There is a black rhinoceros. Black rhinos weigh in at about 3,000 pounds. They are solitary animals because they are very territorial. There are only about 5,000 black rhinos left in the wild. They are hunted for their horns, which are made out of keratin. Same thing that you would find in your hair and your nails. So not really of any use to anyone except for the rhino. But many tribes in Africa believe that rhino horns contain medicinal properties, which is not the case, so we are doing our best to educate as many people as possible. On the left as well are some copper-colored antelopes called bongos. Bongos are also known as the ghosts of the forest. They are super shy, so we're lucky to see them today. Both the male and the female bongos have those backward-leaning horns that help them to get through the thick brush of the forest. We're heading toward the Safi River now, where we definitely want to keep our eyes on the water. The animals we might find here spend most of their day in, under, and around the water. On the right-hand side are some large white birds called pink-backed pelicans, and they get their name from the pink color that their backs turn during mating season. It is the skin on their backs that turns pink though, and not their feathers. They are some of the smaller pelican species, but their wingspan is still about 7 to 9 feet wide. The canopy above our head is about 9 feet wide, to give you an idea of what that looks like. Behind the island on the left are the hippopotamus. They can hold their breath for about 8 minutes at a time. Even if they are sleeping, their bodies know to rise to the surface so that they can get more air. Hippos can swim, but usually they don't. They'll walk or glide along the bottom of whatever body of water they are in. Male hippos can weigh around 5,500 pounds, females a little bit less, but they only eat about 80 to 90 pounds of vegetation per day, which is a fairly small amount for an animal of that size. On the left are Nile crocodiles. They can grow to be 16 to 20 feet long, weighing in at about 500 pounds. Make sure everyone's remaining seated, please, at all times. Once a week, they will eat about half their body weight, but they are also able to go months at a time without eating anything at all. Nile crocodiles are ectothermic, meaning that they regulate their body temperature by using the environment around them. So if you ever see crocs with their mouths open, they are not smiling at you. They are just releasing extra body heat. Coming up on our right-hand side is a baobab tree. Also called an upside-down tree, does look like its roots are up in the air. They do go leafless for about 9 months out of the year. That helps them to conserve water during the drier months out on the savanna. The baobab tree is also called the tree of life. They can hold a significant amount of water in their trunks, and if animals are desperate for water, they know that they can poke holes in those trunks to get access to it. We are making our way down into the savanna now, where we should be able to find some recognizable animals from our spotting guide. On the right-hand side, a little bit further forward, there are some dark antelopes called sable antelopes. They get their name from the dark color of their coats. As they get older, they get darker. They have backward-facing horns that help them to fend off any predators that might try to jump on their backs. Sable antelopes are very resilient animals. When their fight or flight instinct kicks in, typically they choose to stick around and fight rather than run away. That resilience is why they are the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. On the left-hand side, there are some African painted dogs. They get their name from the unique patterns on their coats. No two are the same, sort of like a person's fingerprint. They are some of the most successful hunters on the savanna. They work together as a pack and have about an 80 to 90% success rate. In comparison, lion success rate is only about 30% or less. A little bit of a crossing here. As we continue around, there are some lighter tan-colored antelopes on the left. Those are eland. They can stand about 6 feet tall at the shoulder, weigh about 2,000 pounds, and they are so strong that they can leap straight up in the air about 6 to 8 feet from a standing position. On the right-hand side, and as we continue around, there are some Maasai giraffes, named after the Maasai tribe in Africa. These giraffes are known for their jagged, irregular spots, sort of like a puzzle that doesn't quite fit together. They are the tallest land animals, standing between 15 and 20 feet tall. But they have the same number of vertebrae in their necks as humans do, which is 7. They are just much larger than ours. Giraffes do spend the majority of their day eating, only sleeping for about 30 minutes every day. But they won't do that all at once. They usually break it up into small power naps throughout their day. A group of giraffes is called a tower. On the right-hand side are some Hartmann's mountain zebras. They have small hooves that help them to climb and move through the mountains. They are the only species of zebra to have a dewlap, which is a little extra flap of skin on their necks that helps to cool them off. You notice one of the zebras is a little bit smaller than the others. That is a baby zebra. Within an hour of their birth, baby zebras will memorize their mother's stripe patterns so that they know who to go to when they need food. Ooh, big old yawn. A group of zebras is called a dazzle. The tiny antelopes here on the hill to the right are springbok. They get their name because they can spring straight up in the air about 6 feet and spring forward about 13 feet. They are also some of the faster land animals, reaching top speeds of about 60 miles per hour. So a lot of sports teams in Africa use the springbok as their mascot because they admire their speed and agility. Lots of fallen trees up ahead. Usually a good sign that elephants are in the area. Elephants enjoy snacking on the leaves on the trees. When they can't reach those tippy top leaves, they will just knock the tree over so that they can finish their snack. We are on the lookout for African elephants. They have very large ears that almost look like they're shaped like the continent of Africa. They will flap those ears to help to cool their body temperatures down by about 15 degrees. They also have very sensitive skin, so they will throw dirt and mud on their backs. Works like a natural sunscreen and bug repellent. Over on the left-hand side, walking back by the rock, is a mandrill. Mandrills are the largest monkeys, and they're most well known for their colorful faces and behinds. My favorite thing about the mandrill is that they have extra pouches in their cheeks, so that they can bring their snacks with them everywhere. They are the inspiration behind Rafiki from The Lion King. Rafiki does mean friend in Swahili. We are going to see if we can find more elephants up ahead. The elephants are losing their habitats to many things, and in losing those habitats, they are getting closer to farmlands, and they are trampling through farmers' crops. So the farmers are hunting those elephants in order to protect their livelihoods. Through reserves like this one, we have been able to study elephant vocalizations. We have learned that elephants are afraid of bees. So the Elephants and Bees project was approved. Farmers were assisted in placing beehives around their crops. Since those hives have been placed, the elephants no longer trample through the crops. So the farmers and the elephants are able to coexist more peacefully. Farmers keep their crops, and they also have an additional income from the honey that the bees provide. Just passed through red clay pits. Elephants eat red clay. It does provide them with extra vitamins and minerals that they may not get in their everyday diets. Sort of like you and I can take a multivitamin each day. Elephants live in a matriarchy, so all of the females will stick together for their entire lives. Males break off from the herd when they are about 12 or 13. They go off on their own, or they will form bachelor herds with other males. In the matriarchy, the oldest and wisest female is in charge. So usually that means that grandma's in charge. And it's because she has lots of knowledge and experience to share with the rest of her family. Baby elephants are born after 22 months of pregnancy, almost 2 full years. So it does take a very long time for those babies to make their appearance, and it's very exciting once they do. During the day, baby elephants mingle with and learn from their aunties and their cousins. But at night, Mama calls the baby back to her so that she knows that baby is nice and safe. Sort of like a curfew.
Check 53 coming on and stocking.
On our left are greater flamingos. They are the tallest and lightest color pink of the flamingo family. When they hatch, their feathers are gray, but as they grow older and eat brine shrimp that contains beta-carotene, their feathers get pinker. It can take a couple years for them to completely pink up though, so if you see any that still have a little bit of gray on them, that just means that they're under 2. Flamingos are filter feeders. They have comb-like teeth inside their mouth, and they'll pass their beaks back and forth through the water to gather all of the brine shrimp that they would like to eat. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. We are heading into white rhino country. Just like the elephants, the rhinos have sensitive skin. They will roll around in mud wallows to put on their sunscreen and bug repellent. As you can see though, these rhinos are not actually white. That's because their name comes from the mistranslation of the word vite, V-I-T-E, in Afrikaans, which means wide, not white. They have nice wide upper lips that help them to graze and eat their food off the ground. They are also quite large, weighing between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds. Rhinos don't have the best eyesight. They can usually see clearly about 5 to 10 feet in front of them. To make up for that, their hearing is very strong. If you watch their ears, they can move independently from one another and almost completely around in a circle so that they can hear what's going on from all directions. White rhinos are social animals. A group of them is called a crash. On the left, we are looking for cheetahs. They are the fastest land animals. You can see one walking there. They can go from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. They don't maintain that for very long though. It is pretty exhausting on their bodies. They have nice long tails that help them to steer, sort of like a boat rudder, and black tear streak marks on their faces that reflect the sun like sunglasses. Cheetah's claws do not retract, helps to give them better traction while they're chasing their prey. They are the only big cats that don't roar. They purr and chirp instead. On the left is a copy, which is a rock formation. A lot of animals like to use the copy. It does provide them with pretty good vantage point. So predators can look for prey, prey can look for predators. You can see the lions there on the copy. You can see the male lion, he has that nice thick heavy mane, and the female right next to him does not have that mane. Lions are resting for about 18 to 20 hours every day. Females go out and do the hunting at night, while the males stay back with the rest of the group called a pride. They hunt at night because during the day, a lion's vision is about the same as a human's, while at night their vision is about 6 times better than ours. A lion's roar can be heard from about 5 miles away. So in theory, anywhere you are in Animal Kingdom, if you know what you are listening for, you could hear them. The Swahili word for lion is Simba, just like our pal from the Lion King. The burrows on our left belong to the warthogs. They are the largest burrowing mammals. So they dig their burrows or take them from other animals. They back into those burrows so that their sharp tusks are available for protection. Warthogs have 2 sets of tusks. The top set curve upwards and are for digging. The bottom set point out side to side. They are nice and sharp for protection. Warthogs are very intelligent animals. They actually don't like to be called Pumbaa. That's because Pumbaa does not mean warthog, it means foolish one in Swahili. Another view of the white rhinos there, as well as some ostriches here on the right. Ostriches are the largest birds, too big and heavy to fly. So instead they run at speeds between 35 and 40 miles per hour. They use their wings to help them steer. Those are female ostriches. They have gray feathers. Males have black feathers. On the ground to the right are some ostrich eggs. Each one of those eggs weighs about 3 pounds, the equivalent of 3 dozen chicken eggs. They're so strong an adult human could stand on one of those eggs and it would not break. That is why the ostriches feel comfortable leaving them on their own for a bit. We have made our way to Pagani Glen, where the wardens have set up their post. The wardens help to keep the animals on the reserve protected and safe. They've also domesticated some Nigerian dwarf goats who are great partners. They eat a lot of the undergrowth most animals do not enjoy and won't eat. They also keep lawns nice and clean. They also produce a sweet, nutritious milk that is delicious, can be made into cheese, and that milk and cheese can be sold down in markets. These goats are very playful, so it looked like one of them was going to try to headbutt the other. And it's actually a good thing when they do that. When they're babies, it helps them to properly form their skull structure, and then they just keep at it into adulthood. It does look like our time together is coming to an end. If you enjoyed seeing these animals on the reserve, we do want to make sure that they are around for a long time to come. Doing our part to reduce, reuse, recycle is a great way to start. You can also pick your favorite animal, learn more about that animal, and share that information with anyone and everyone who will listen. The more we know about these animals, the more we can help them in their natural habitats. If there are any wilderness explorers on the truck, we were on the Simba 1. Simba, like the Lion King, and the number 1. Anyone interested in seeing any other animals today, the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail is open till 6:30. You could see gorillas, naked mole rats, meerkats. It is a self-guided walking tour, so if you need strollers, wheelchairs, or scooters, definitely grab those before you head in. Over in Asia, same idea, just with Asian animals at the Maharaja Jungle Trip, where you could see Sumatra tigers, Komodo dragons, bats, and birds. Make sure to gather all of your personal items. This is a long trek back to Africa if you have forgotten anything. Here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. It is far too sad and far too final. So instead we say Kwaheri, which means to go well. So Kwaheri friends, we want you to go well, go wild, go make a difference out there. Enjoy the rest of your day here at Animal Kingdom or wherever